Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV. It is Thursday evening, which means it's match preview night as I look ahead to Saturday's game against Oxford United. Unfortunately, haven't been able to source an Oxford United fan to come and join me on Zoom, so you'll have to put up with me. It's the second time in 3 weeks that we've not been able to get an opposition fan on. I think they are cottoning on to how bad we are and simply don't want to come and talk to us and listen to us and our depression. Such is the league position at the moment. But we shall carry on regardless and crack straight on into the preview. Obviously, we did have a game Tuesday evening, home to Shrewsbury Town. Final score at the Priestfield Stadium, was 0-0. We were the better side. Defensively was a lot better than we had been in previous games, but we had neither the confidence or the cutting edge to break down a resolute back line of Salop and had to settle for a point. On to Saturday's game though, Carl Robinson's men will arrive in Kent, sitting 6th in Sky Bet League 1 at the moment. And looking at the comparative form, we know it's going to be a tougher game than Tuesday night. We're going to have to put in a better performance. We'll have to be better defensively despite that clean sheet. And if we are to win the game, we're going to have to show a lot more cut and thrust in the final third. Over the last 6, Gills, 2 draws, 4 defeats. It's not pretty reading still. It's 2 points from 18 available. Oxford in that same period, a pair of wins, a single draw, and 3 defeats. So they've taken 7 from the last half dozen games. In terms of home and away, Gills at the Priestfield, 2 draws and 4 defeats. So it mirrors the overall form over the last 6. And the Yellows on the road, it's a pair of wins, a pair of draws and a pair of defeats. So they've taken 8 points from the last 18 available. But they are winless in their last 2, losing both games without scoring. Gills, if we are looking for positives and trying to find crumbs of comfort still, we got ourselves off the bottom on Tuesday evening. We got ourselves a point closer to safety, albeit still being 9. Plus you can probably add 1 on, such as the poor goal difference at the current time. But we have kept 2 clean sheets in the last 5 league games. Obviously there was one New Year's Day at MK Dons and we thought we turned a corner before that harrowing 4-0 defeat at Ipswich that saw Steve Evans lose his job. And Tuesday night, first one for Pontus Dahlberg, who I thought was very good last weekend against Wigan and would have deserved that clean sheet on Tuesday evening. Our trouble is at the other end of the pitch though. We've only scored 3 in our last 5 games. And I think I have been made aware of a stat recently that says we have scored only 1 goal in open play in front of the Rainham this season. Ipswich managed 3 in 23 minutes. So that defensive ineptitude, conceding 3 inside half an hour, coupled with the fact that there's only been 1 goal in front of the Rainham from open play all season, tells you why we are where we are. But yeah, we know it's going to be tough. Oxford are a good side. If you go through their squad, we just know how tough it's going to be. Matty Taylor, still one of the best in the business at this level. He's got 12 in 24 starts in the league this season, so he's going along at a goal every other game. He'll be a threat if he plays, and I'm sure he's nailed on to start if he is fit and available for selection. James Henry, another one, plenty of experience, plenty of know-how, plenty of creative power and influence. He's got 7 in 17 starts from that attacking midfield role that he occupies. So another one that we'll have to keep an eye on. Did score against us a couple of seasons ago at the Kassam. They're fairly consistent with their selection. I've had a look in more detail, obviously, because we've not got an opposition fan on. In recent weeks, selection's been very, very steady. Simon Eastwood, Sam Long, Elliot Moore, Jordan Fanili, Steve Seddon, Cameron Brannigan, Mark Sykes, Matty Taylor. They provide the core of a side. That's 8 players that play pretty much all the time. If you add into the other players like that, the likes of Herbie Kane, Ryan Williams, Billy Bodin, Nathan Holland, Gavin White, that makes up the main group. It tells you straight away that this is going to be a tough game. They've been in and around the playoffs now consistently for the last 3 seasons or so. And I think the thing for them and their fans is just hoping that Carl Robinson can finally get them over the line. If they do get into the playoffs, can they get to a final and win it? Rather than falling agonisingly short all the time. It looks like they play a variation of 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. So obviously it'll be Simon Eastwood in goal. That back 4 of Long, Moore, Fanili and Seddon if all available. Cameron Brannigan will occupy, it looks like, a central midfield position, depending on whether they play a 2 with a 10 in front or they just play a flat 3 in the middle of the park. Mark Sykes, pretty versatile, can play as a middle 3 or wide on higher up the pitch. Matty Taylor obviously play through the middle. So we know we're going to have to be at it. We're going to have to be really on our game from first whistle to last. Like I say, we're going to have to step up on the performance against Shrewsbury in the midweek game. Yeah, it's must win. There's no point dressing it up. Every game is a cup final. I know that's a cliche. We've got 57 points to play for. We need to find 31 somehow. Doesn't matter how. If we're sitting here 5 p.m. on Saturday and we've been absolute rubbish and we've nicked it 1-0, I'll be over the moon. Equally, if we played really well and got beat because we can't take our chances, then it means absolutely nothing, doesn't it? But we know it's going to be a tough game. Oxford are going to come and try and pick up that away form after losing back-to-back games on the road. And it's up to us to try and nullify the threat, try and be on the front foot and try and impose ourselves. In terms of team news for the Gills, Alex McDonald, we know, is out for the rest of the season. He's currently occupying that interim assistant manager role alongside Steve Lovell. Daniel Adseed still a couple of weeks away at least with that broken foot. Ben Reeves looks to be out for 3 weeks with ankle ligament damage, which is a shame. He was very good for an hour against Burton, and he was decent when he came off the bench against Wigan last weekend. Mustafa Carriol, I think Steve Lovell has said that he's hopefully he'll be fit after picking up a knock and having to miss the midweek fixture. And Verdane Oliver should be back and available for selection after becoming a father in the week. So congratulations to Verdane and his partner, who I believe had a baby boy. Enjoy the sleepless nights, big man, but make sure you're rested up and ready to try and score the winner on Saturday afternoon. So for me, looking at what the Gills team will be, I think if you're looking at the side that played against Shrewsbury on Tuesday, I can't see too many changes being made. Obviously, there's going to be question marks over Carl Dempsey. The Bolton rumours just won't go away. There was one person that I had on the bench who will no longer be on the bench. John Akindi, it has been confirmed this evening at 6 p.m, has had his contract ripped up with the Gills and has joined League Two outfit Colchester United on a 2.5-year contract. Fair play to John, fair play to his agent. He's a miracle worker. 9 goals in 81 appearances for Big John in his time in Kent. 46 starts in that time, 15 assists as well. So he was looking at 24 goal contributions in the 81 appearances. Never really worked out, unfortunately. Highlights for me were the double at Rochdale 2021 when he was unplayable, and similar against Bristol Rovers at home in the same season. Doubles in both of them games. Should have had a hat-trick against the Gas. He missed a penalty, didn't he? But he was very good. One of them players that on his day was unplayable at this level, but we just didn't see it enough, unfortunately. But we wish John all the best in Essex and hope that if we do run into him next season in League Two, that he doesn't come back to haunt us. But one sad indictment of his time with us was that I never saw him score a goal live for us. I know we had a season behind closed doors, but not the greatest record when he was with us for 2 years. But back to the team. I am going to go for Pontus Dahlberg in goal, a back four of Ryan Jackson, Max Amar, Jack Tucker and Robbie McKenzie. If Dempsey is available, then he plays. So I would stick with the same midfield four of Ollie Lee, Carl Dempsey, Daniel Phillips and Stuart O'Keefe. And I would bring Verdane Oliver straight back into the starting 11 to partner Charlie Kelman, who for me was man of the match on Tuesday evening. Substitutes bench for me, therefore, will be Aaron Chapman, Davy Tatonda, Reece Bennett, Danny Lloyd, Mustafa Carriol if fit, Tom Dixon-Peters, and probably Gerald Sitole now, now that John Akindi's gone. Right, big question before I disappear and let you enjoy your evening. The dreaded score prediction. Steve Lovell come out, didn't he, before Shrewsbury and said we needed to win 3 games out of 3, which we do. There's no point pretending, but that's a lot of pressure to be putting on players. What we've done is taken very small steps on Tuesday with a clean sheet, with a point. We've stopped the rot. We've got ourselves off the bottom. We've got ourselves a point closer to where we need to be. Whether it ultimately turns out to be enough, I'm not sure. But when we've been as bad as we've been for so long, you have to take whatever positives come your way. Oxford are a good side. I can't see us keeping another clean sheet. But they've not been great in their last 2 on the road. So I am going to go for a score draw, and I'm going to say the final score will be Gillingham 1, Oxford 1, and I'm going to back for Dane Oliver to pinch a goal for us. Scored home and away last season against them in that 3-1 win at the Priestfield early on in the 2021 campaign, and then he scored, I think, the opener. He did when we were 2-0 up with 15 minutes to play before collapsing to lose 3-2 at the Kassam in March. Right, that is enough from me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We're still no nearer to knowing who the manager is going to be. Mark Bircham has seemingly ruled himself out. So this long list of high calibre applicants seems to be getting shorter. Neil Harris has been backed in, but apparently doesn't want the job in League Two. So I don't really see the point in persisting with that one. My view is, and I've just released a blog which I've not done for ages. I've not written down anything for a long time, but I decided to get the writing pen out this evening, write down my thoughts on what has been a shambles of a season. So please go and check that out. You can find it on my Twitter page and Facebook page, and there is a link in my Twitter bio that takes you straight to the blog where you can find all previous articles as well. Right, that is enough from me, I promise. I shall be back Saturday with Stocky and Boz, hopefully both of them, for a match day live as we take on Carl Robinson's outfit. But until next time, enjoy your weekend and up the Gills.